Hello and welcome to Gold US Dollar Technical Analysis. Yeah, so we're back with gold. I waited a couple of days to make this video just to let all this Iran-USA shenanigans play out and maybe get a clearer picture for gold. I got some kind of a picture, but if this is the clear picture, we'll just have to see and wait, yeah? But usually, or as always, we have to go with what we see. So I hoped for gold. I mean, following this move down, we got this low right here. If we use retracements from down here all the way up there, so this could be determined. So this was obviously the high of the previous move, and you could use those Fibonacci retracements to determine this turning point basically. But this being a turning point is in no way guaranteed, and usually those correction moves like to go lower and somewhere into this area of the previous four. So I anticipated for gold to make a correction move like this and then head down for another dive, and from there finish a very healthy long correction and then start a new rally. But the market decided to move otherwise. This turned out so far not to be a correctional triangle move A, B, C, D, E, but rather be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably a leading diagonal triangle. Yeah, so in this formation, this is one of the rare formations, or one of the only formations where those overlappings of waves is allowed. And so this, however, points to a very strong following impulsive move. So there are right now, with what we have to go, there are basically two possibilities. One being that this has been the 1, 2, and this was a 3. We are now in wave 4. Following this, a wave 5. The second possibility being that, let me just paint this in. So this is the first possibility, yeah? A 1, 2, 3, 4, wherever it ends, and a 5, which obviously is higher. I mean, judging by this strong impulse, we might see a move down, then a very strong following move, maybe into the area of the $1,700 range. So this is perfectly possible. Then again, we have a second scenario, being that all of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is one move, and just the first move of a very, very, very strong impulsive move that follows. The targets for this, if we use extensions, if this is a 1, 2 move, yeah, the targets for this, let me just sorry. So this move started down here basically, yeah, and this was the low so far, and this was the high. So this would place the next, so I will just move this down here, yeah, so we have to get this all in perspective. So this was the 1, this the 2, and this 3 is running, yeah, so this is not finished yet. So this would put a 3 all the way up here, maybe a wave 4 into this 1735 range, and a wave 5 all the way up at $2,200. So this is a perfectly viable scenario for gold right now, yeah. So basically this was the first wave of this wave 3, so there should be a very deep correction, maybe somewhere into this area, and then following this a very strong move up that could maybe all the way go up to $1,700 or something, then down, and then another wave 5 to meet this target, which is this 3, yeah, so those targets would meet there. This is a perfectly possible scenario, or it could even go higher, and this could go somewhere around there, yeah. Where they Where's the difference between those two scenarios? The difference is in between the make or break scenarios, yeah. So if this, all of this is a 1, 2, 3, and we are in a wave 4, and we get a wave 5, the make or break for all of this is here, because wave 4 is not allowed to go into the price range of wave 1. Yeah, so at 1487, 1486, there's the make or break for this scenario being a 4 and a 5 up. So if gold goes below $1,487, the scenario of wave 4 is eliminated. Leaves us with another scenario, being that all of this is the beginning of the first impulsive wave, and the make or break for this obviously this low. So if gold goes below this low, this scenario is eliminated as well, and we're left with a B, C, or W, X, Y correctional move, and this Y move should go somewhere into this 1420-ish area. This looks like a harmonic target for this move down. Yeah. However, if we get a move up, it's very hard to tell where, or I mean, if this does not get broken, it's not at this point not really possible to see whether this is a 4-5 or a 2 and a following 3. So this gets decided at a later stage. But in essence, if this does not get broken, we are in for a very bullish scenario and very, very high gold prices, probably. And in my opinion, of course. And yeah, I mean, in the long term, you can have a look at gold, and let me just open gold a little bit. Yeah. So where do we come from gold? So basically, as you can see, ever since the year 2000, we got this massive move up, all the way up. And I don't know, we started at, what was it? Yeah, $251 for 1 ounce of gold. And yeah, basically made all the way up to 1918 or close to $2,000, let's say, within a time span of close to 10 years or something, yeah, or 11 years. So I mean, long term, of course, I'm bullish for gold. So especially considering the prices to mine 1 ounce of gold always get higher, and the energy costs go higher. So naturally, gold has to increase in price in order for mining companies to work on a profitable basis. So this is a very, very important thing to keep in mind when viewing gold. So I am very convinced that we won't see prices like $1,000 for a very, very long time. And I mean, if you view this in context, this move is rather small in the longer course of gold development, basically. Yeah. So right now, I mean, we have to see how far gold goes, but in the long term, especially if you view all of this, I'm very bullish for gold. And in the next years to come, I am very, very sure that we will see prices at $2,000 and even higher. It's yeah, almost. I mean, if you look at this, the gold price will go up over time, and yeah, so we just have to see in what time frame does gold do what, and yeah, what are the current movement patterns. Yeah, so basically, as I said, 2 make or break lines. Yeah, and let me just use the second horizontal line, this being the first, eliminating the scenario of a wave 4. If gold goes below this, the scenario of a 2 is eliminated. Either way, however you view it, and especially if gold decides to take another detour, which at the moment it looks like this detour down here is unnecessary. So right now, it looks more probable that we have a correctional phase now, and gold will go up after this. But then again, even if gold goes a little bit down, I'm of the opinion that there are not going to be super low prices. So this $14-20 range looks really harmonic. So if gold decides to take one more detour south, this is a very, very good target for gold, and yeah, should be a very, maybe at 14.23 or something, should be a definitely a turning point in the gold movement. If gold decides not to turn down there, we can always use retracements. What are targets in between here? So if this was a wave 1, of course turning points are 15.28, 15.9, and yeah, worst case, what is it, 14.81? Yeah, so all those retracement targets are possible turning points, and the lower it goes, yeah, the better basically for gold, yeah, as the chance to generate profits if they move to the upside is better. If this was a wave 3, we obviously have to take those retracements, starting by this first move that initiated all of this. Yeah, we can see we have very similar targets. Yeah, so basically you can see that this 0.786 retracement is even above the make or break for the scenario of this being a 4. Yeah, so again 15.36, 15.18. So all in all, this $15.20 range for a bullish scenario in gold looks like a very, very good turning point. So maybe we see a correctional move somewhere, something like this, and in this 15.20 range. So this would look like a very nice correctional move and a very good target. And yeah, so that's it for gold. So basically a couple of scenarios, and I mean, obviously global politics play a role in gold, and we have to see what happens. But yeah, we just have to wait. So far gold looks really strong, and yeah, we will see. We have to wait basically a little bit longer, and I mean, if this gets confirmed and we have a new strong move to the upside, I mean, targets well above 1700 are realistic, and that's, in my opinion, a really, really good outlook for gold. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and see you soon.